everybody, ciao ragazzi, ciao a tutti. Ciao ragazzi. Welcome. Benvenuti. Half in English, half in Italian. So guys, for all Italian friends, per tutti gli amici italiani, scrivete pure le domande in italiano, io poi le traduco e le rispondo. But okay, for Italian friends, you can type your questions in Italian and I provide it to translate. It's not a problem. Thank you so much to be here. And for this live stream tutorial, I call it Fractal Expert. Maybe it's too much for me, but ciao Massimo, ciao Frankie. And welcome to July. Yes, thank you so much, Frankie Marabella. Welcome to July to everybody. Nice month. Absolutely nice time. It's really hot in Italy. Okay. So for this session, I would like to, first of all, to invite you to join my YouTube channel because the chat is much better than now. Okay. You can see also the chat here. The chat is much better, or the quality, the audio quality is much better, absolutely better than Facebook. So I invite you to join my YouTube channel or the G66 YouTube channel. Okay, thank you so much. I have no experience with micros. That micro, what is micro? Micro, I can use for what case? What is micros? Micros, I don't know. 7, firmware 7, yes, of course, it's just in the beta version, the official beta version 2. Okay, first of all, I have to clarify what means beta. Beta means you can, official beta version, it is a version that is available for everybody. Everybody can download, can install, can test, but take care a lot. Please don't use this beta version if you have some gigs, if you have some events, recording session, and so on. Because beta means that could happen that some bugs are inside, and okay, you know what I mean. But okay, you have to know that before the official beta, there is let's say a beta tester time where people like me and other people as a time to test it, to do the initial test. And it's quite normal to have different beta version. You see that now there is the official beta 2 version because sometimes occurs that some problems. And it is, to me, it is a really big opportunity for everybody, because if there is a huge community that has the possibility to test all the things of the new beta version, Fractal Audio and all together can, let's say, enjoy soon the new official version. Because if there are many people that are testing, okay, it's much more easy that some bugs happen and immediately corrected by the Fractal team. And I want to do a big thanks to Fractal Audio and Fractal teams and also G66 for this amazing job, because it's not common that in this what can I say, for this product there is so big, so huge innovations in terms of hardware and also firmware. New firmware means new possibilities, and it's not only from a side, it is really important, not only a technology innovation. So okay, technology is nice, but technology for what? For let's say, to improve our creativity. I hope that is, I'm speaking well, because my English is not so good. But when firmware like this happen, to me, it is a new motivation to create new contents, to make new music, new inspiration, and so on. So a huge thanks to the Fractal team, because it is really, there are not so many companies that do so big job to offer to the community so frequently and so big innovation. And the last innovation regards the Dyna-Cab. Dyna-Cabs, it is really amazing to me. It is a new possibility to shape your tone in the best way, like you are in a real studio. And to me, it's amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, let me check some of your questions. Of course, this session is absolutely open to any questions. To you, of course. Very hot in the South Louisiana. Okay, thank you very frankly. Marco, una domanda. Okay, so Alessio, please, this section dedicated to the Fractal. You can place a question regarding the guitars in a different section. I do a lot of sessions dedicated to the guitar and so on. So this is, please, is related to the model, the Fractal model, in particular the new Firmware 7. Okay. Did I miss something? Why 7? Why 7? It's a new version. It's a new beta version, as I mentioned. And you can download and install. So please take care. It is a beta version. Micro is microphone. Okay, what micro can you use for? Okay. I will show you later on what is the availability for Dynacab, because I wanted to share with you now how many of you know I have a store. Okay, the store is in the description of this video, or you can reach the store to my homepage, marcofanton.it. And on my store, you have a huge amount of presets for FM3, FM9, and AXFX3. I work a lot to maintain the preset updated to the last firmware. To me, it's a big job also, because when a new firmware occur, I have to check if the old presets are compatible with the new firmware, and sometimes I do more. I want to introduce the newest features of the last firmware into my preset, and this is the case. What I wanted to share with you is a reworking of my presets. I started from the MF Rock pack. It is really famous and really appreciated pack. It is on the pack. There are I don't remember exactly 5 or 7 presets, and they are the most important preset I use also for the live gig. And I wanted to share with you what I do to rework my old preset. I hope that is useful for you. Okay, to check if my method is also suitable to your method, and you can use the same philosophy, the same workflow, and implement your presets alone. Okay. Beta 3 now on for, yes, it's beta 3. Sorry, you are right, Nutella. Okay. Nutella is nice. Non è male, Nutella. Ok, Davide. Sono nella parte, capito? Nutella, yeah. I know was a beta, I am developer, yes, okay. Marco, I like that t-shirt. Where did you get it? Save my guitar, in case of fire, save my guitar before, so everybody can understand very well. My wife not so much, but he has a feeling regarding it. I have some friends that some years ago for my birthday sent me a gift, and I have some of these t-shirts are really fantastic. I don't know, maybe it's on Amazon, I don't know exactly. Okay, it is bot 4712. The 22 firmware is for AXFX3. I am speaking about 7 on FM3. Sorry, maybe it's not in the description, but I mean for FM3, not for 22. But you're right, the concept are absolutely the same. Okay, because firmware 7 is still in beta version. Now for XFX3 it is an official version 22.01. For FM3 it's just out on beta 3, and so I already start to rework my presets. Okay, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for this comment. Saverio Lipper, ciao Marco, tutto in chat. Hey everyone. Okay, ciao Saverio. Thanks for subscribing, Antonio Franzese. Thanks. So please join if you like this YouTube channel, please join it, subscribe it. Thank you so much. And if you want, you can also become a member. I have 4 levels of membership. Okay, and you have some advantages to become a member. Okay, thank you so much. Also, I share my patch monthly. There is one patch for free for the advanced membership. Okay. Often updating a new firmware turn the device a brand and more powerful device. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly, Yari. Absolutely agree. So Fractal philosophy is not only in hardware that you buy, but it is a philosophy. You buy an hardware and you buy a knowledge, and this knowledge as an innovation frequently. There is no other company that makes such kind of innovations like Fractal. And this is really unique, really unique. Other company did firmware innovation, but Fractal make a new firmware not only to add new features, I mean new effects and new amp. Fractal work a lot to improve the modeling, and this is really unique. So this is the reason that I needed to rework my preset. I know it is an effort, because some people say, "No, this is bad because I did the preset 10 years ago and I wanted to use that." Okay, if you want to use the same preset, you can stay with the firmware. Nobody force you to make the upgrade, but the people who implement the new firmware know very well what is the benefit to implement a new firmware. It's a huge benefit, because if you compare the preset that I create now is much more than I create 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I hope you are agree with this. Infatti la creatività, la voglia di imparare, curiosità. Yes, creativity, first of all, creativity. And believe me, guys, and trust in me, today I put on my YouTube channel a new video where I was really inspired by the new firmware, and I create something new immediately, some new sounds, new tones, and new music. I'm thinking forward to create new, and this is big advantages of this. Ciao Albert White, thank you so much for the new membership. Thank you so much. I saw Friedman pressed a lot, which I love, but I find that Dyna-Cab, the sound is really worse. Okay, Fred. Okay, Fred, this is quite normal, and this is the reason that I wanted to I wanted to share with you what I do, because when you started to use the Dynacab for the first impression is not so good. I agree with you. And because the philosophy is completely different. When you have a list of impulse responses or list of cabinet, you start from the list and you scroll down until you find out the impulse response you like. Now is completely different. You have not so many impulse responses. You have few cabinets, but not really few. They are 25, I mean, for now, but they are improving the list. But you have infinity possibilities to use that single cabinet, because you can change the position of the microphone in terms of distance between the center and distance in the horizontal way and in the vertical way. And this is a really amazing possibility. Okay? Per FM9, for FM9 is still in beta tester version, is not yet on an official version, but please wait a bit and will be available soon. Of course, it will be available for FM9, this is sure. So be patient, guys and friends, and you will have also for FM9. Okay. Ciao. I see FM3 has other firmware counts as my fixes. Okay, no problem. No, it's not yet for FM9. Okay. Okay. So I can start, guys. I start. So raise down the volume of the music, the background, and go to the editor. Okay, this is the first preset of MF Rock Pack. MF Rock Pack. Let me check. It is a pack of I don't remember, but okay, there are some 7 maybe. If I remember well. MF Rock Pack. You can go to the MF Rock Pack. Okay. FM3. There are 7 presets. Okay. MF Rock Pack is so I start from this preset because there are a huge amount of presets, 7, and that presets are the result of my experience on Fractal. My preset is not only a preset you buy, install, and okay, you try it. It is my knowledge of Fractal share with you. Okay, and it's not as it is. It is, let's say, like a template. If you like that sound, you like that philosophy, you can buy it, you can install it, and of course you can modify as you desire. It's not let's say a fixed point and you cannot change nothing. Absolutely, it is a template. Okay, it is a way that I wanted to share with you my knowledge. Okay, and of course you can also follow my tutorial and do this job yourself. Of course, it's up to you. Okay, so this is my preset, and on the cabinet I use this impulse responses. This is impulse responses comes from the Valhalla IR .at. Valhalla to me makes the best impulse responses. I still continue to use it, and they are really amazing. And this impulse response comes from my favorite cabinet. It's based on the Orange cabinet 4x12 of 1972. It's a really old cabinet, and to me is really, really nice. I can show you how does it sound. Wow, so the sound is still very nice, but let's check if I can improve the sound with the Dyna-Cab. This is the Atomica amp. First of all, what I wanted to say is it is important to make the comparison between the old preset and new one. The better thing is to save the preset to the new slot, okay, to the different slot. For example, this one, it is an empty slot, and work on this one. So you can do any modification, and so you can evaluate the difference between the old one and the new one. So this is the first thing you have to do. Of course, back up your preset, all the preset, and so on. But to make the real feeling what's happened with the Dyna-Cab, the most important thing is to make the comparison And to do this, it's better to save the new preset because you have a lot of empty slot. So save this the copy of this preset to the new slot, and so you have the possibility. Because sometimes it's not really true that the new preset is better than the old one. It's depend. Okay, never consider that the innovation are better. Okay, sometimes some people say the new Dyna-Cab gives a worse sound, and could occur. Is quite normal. Is absolutely quite normal. So to avoid to destroy your presets, your favorite preset, don't work on that, but save it to another location and save it to another preset. So you can do what you want, and if you wanted to recover the initial situation, you delete the preset, and that's it. So, okay, so let's start. I switch off the delay. So this is the preset that use this cabinet, this response. I mean, I think that in another channel I have, for example, this factory preset, factory cabinet. It's also nice. You can every of my preset have different possibilities in terms of channels. For example, so on the MF Rock pack, you have a different impulse response. So this is another impulse response from the same cabinet, orange one, with a different microphone, the K4400. So this preset, for example, contains all of my 3 favorite impulse response. Okay, from the orange cabinet. Okay, so I wanted to let the A, C, and D channel as they are, and I wanted to install to work the Dyna-Cab on the B channel where there is the factory impulse response. Okay, to work with the Dyna-Cab, you have to click on the type field and select Dyna-Cab. As you can see, the menu change. You have on the FM3, you have a possibility to use 2 Dyna-Cab in the same time. On and FX3, you have 4 Dyna-Cabs. Okay, and consider that the Dyna-Cabs as a CPU consuming a lot, and the guys from Fractal did a great job to squeeze the the performance and to have the possibility to use also Dyna-Cab in FM3. It seems not possible, but now is possible, and this to me is absolutely fantastic. Without, as you can see, it gives a big impact on the CPU. Okay, I can say also there is less CPU because you can see the CPU percentage when I use the Dyna-Cab. The CPU is a bit lower. Depends. Okay, but is in the same situation. So. Okay, now this is the new menu, the new desktop for the Dyna-Cab. On the Cab 1, if you click on this field, you have the possibility to select. I think there are 25 cabinet at the moment, but I believe that this list will increase, and maybe there will be a possibility to use the custom. I don't know. I think so, but let we'll see. Okay, bye. My time runs out. Thank you so much, bot. And you can follow, of course, this live stream later on because will remain on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so what is the concept behind the Dyna-Cabs? Is to think like in the real world. Okay, so if I like the orange cabinet, of course, the cabinet from Valhalla is different than the cabinet that has on Fractal. It is okay. It is orange, but you know there are different cabinet, different age, different maybe speakers. I don't know, but okay. I have in any case the possibility to select the citrus. Citrus means it is the let's say the name of orange, because it's not possible to mention orange due to the copyright. We have to, you have to use different. Friedman, for example, is not a copyright issue, but Mesa Boogie is a copyright issue, and many others brands. So in this case, orange means citrus. The fruit is the same. It is the family of the fruits are the same. So citrus and orange is pretty easy to to understand what means. So select citrus. When you select the cabinet, you have the possibility to select 4 different microphones. The condenser microphone should be based maybe on AKG 414. I am not sure about this, but should be. The dynamic one is based on the really famous SM57. Dynamic 2 is a really famous, this microphone, SM7B. And Ribbon is the really famous Royer 121. It is a Ribbon microphone. Okay. So first of all, you have to consider what is the voice of the microphone. And this is really important because many guitar players comes from the analog world. They have in mind the sound of the amp in the room, and often they don't know what is the impact of the microphone in front of the cabinet. They don't know what is the... Okay, they say most of the guitar players use the SM57. Okay, but there are several other microphones that they have different voices. As not only the microphone is important, but also the position on the speaker. Okay, so this is really important. So first of all, check the initial voice of this microphone, the condenser one, in the cap position. Cap position means the microphone is in the center of the speaker and very close to the cap of the speaker. And typically, okay, if you have some experience of microphone positioning, you know on that position the sound is really harsh. Harsher, brighter, I don't know, but usually I see harsh. Okay. Let's try the dynamic one. This is harsh. Dynamic 2. And Ribbon. Okay? So the same cabinet, same position, and different microphone. And you can understand easily what is the impact of the voice of the microphone in front of the amp. Okay? And this is important. Hi to the guitar man, Benz Arenksar from Hungary. And ciao Andrea, 2 Dyna-Cab increase the CPU usage. Yes, if I enable the second one, there is a bit more, not so much, but not so much. Bit more, not so much. I can say also almost nothing in this case. Okay, so let's stay to one single cabinet. So because the Reverb microphone is dark, you can just select what is your favorite microphone. Typically, okay, you know, we use the SM57, but if I select the SM57, if we select the Dynamic one, the sound is really harsh. But you have to consider, usually you never place the SM57 just in front of, in the center of the cabinet. And this is really important. So you can start to change the position. The secret of the Dyna-Cab is to find the sweet spot. Sweet spot is the secret. Okay, guys? It's not easy. It's not easy. You have to work on it. You have to understand, because the ratio between the position and distance is not all, that doesn't produce always the time the same effect. So you have to find it. You have to find the sweet position. Sometimes, okay, you can feel the dynamic one microphone too harsh, but this is not true, because if you have experience in the real world, you know that SM57 you never put in the center of the speaker, but you move it in a exactly the same, in the sweet position, sweet spot. Okay, and you have to do this, and you have an infinity possibilities, because you can work in the position. Okay, from the center you go outside to the edge of the speaker, and also you can move the distance, and the combination of these two parameters produce different result. And don't exclude. Okay, I only move the position because I don't take care about this. No, absolutely not, because you don't know what is the behavior of the microphone moved on the space around the speaker. Sennheiser 41, the Shark, yes, amazing microphone. From Puerto Rico, nice, Nasco guitar, J guitar, thank you so much. So let's come back to the editor. Okay. So let's increase the distance. And you can hear the distance gives a very gives some very interesting result. Okay. And sometimes it's a matter of some millimeters, not more. Okay, I can go to the A channel to see what is my old voice. The difference is really huge. And to me, I recognize that my old sound sounds darker than now. Of course, sounds darker. This is true. And to me, I don't know. It is, of course, is a matter of taste, but to me, it sounds better. Actual Dyna-Cab has let's say, the high frequency is has much more definition. So let's check if I have. No, sorry, I forgot one important thing. So one important thing is better to, because as you can see here, remains the previous settings of low cut and high cut. And I'm wrong, sorry for this, guys. The first thing is to reset this cabinet. So I go to the block and reset this current channel. And let's come back again. This is really important because the ratio of low cut and high cut change completely with the Dyna-Cab. And it's better that you reset completely the channel where you want to use the Dyna-Cab. So let's come back again. Okay, on the citrus, I move the position a bit more. So I can hear the much more bass frequency. Oh, now it's good. I suggest you to keep the sound a bit harsher because when you play on a gigs, the sound engineer has all the possibility to close the high frequency if it is too much, and it's different to close the high frequency and to enhance the dark sound. It's much better to close the high frequency instead to enhance the dark sound. So to me, it's a bit better to let the sound bit bright, okay, because it's quite important. And also because you have to check this sound in the mix, not alone, because one of the often mistakes from some guitar players is to work with the sound alone. The sound has always checked with into the mix. It is a big mistake to evaluate the sound alone. You have also, okay, you can create it, but then you have to go to the mix and check if the sound match with the mix. And sometimes you can find the sound alone is not so good, but this is quite normal. Okay? So for this reason, okay, now we start from this, but the second step is to check this sound on the mix. Okay. So you can see and you can hear when I move a bit a position, the sound changes dramatically. Yeah. So the sound changes so much that you can let, I can say, the low cut and high cut at the maximum, at the extreme. You don't need so much to touch it. Only at the end you can close a bit the high frequency in the low cut. But for the first, let the high cut and low cut at the default position. This is my big suggestion, because first of all, you have to check the behavior at the voice of the microphone / cabinet without the equalization of the impulse response. This is my first important tip. So then I wanted to check another cabinet like this one, but with a different microphone. So you have two cabinets available. You have two cabinets available. So select the citrus, okay? Then select dynamic 2, for example. Press the solo. Now only the second cab is working, and check it. Okay, so to alternate two cabinets, you use the solo and mute it. When you mute, only the cabinet 1 is working. Now the bass frequency is too high, of course, but for the moment, let the low cut as it is. Of course, you can use both. And sometimes using both gives you a very, very good result, because you have a lot of harmonics, a lot of voice matched together. And what is really important, and this is most of the important job from Fractal, is the combinations of two impulse responses are done in the way you have not phase cancellation. Behind this, the algorithm to do this is really complex. When you move the microphone around the space, you also change this part. Okay, now you can see here the scale. This length is 1 millisecond times, 2 millisecond time, 3 millisecond time. And this distance, you don't see anything here, is because the microphone is not close to the speaker, but there is a distance on the microphone, and then distance can change if you move the mic. And sometimes, if you work in the recording studio, guys, and you work with a different microphone, you have to face the phase cancelling problem, because the distance between two microphones can change, and the space here change, and there can be, let's say, a phase cancellation, and the sounds change dramatically. So you put, for example, you have SM57 and the ribbon, the Royer 121, okay? You think to add more bass frequency to your sound, and the final result is terrible, because the wave response of the second microphone gives some phase cancellations, and so the result is really bad. And of course, you can change the distance, but you have to take care to don't create phase cancellation. The Dynacabs work to avoid this problem, so you can move the spot and the position of the microphone on the space without to have the problem of phase cancellation. And this is really amazing. And the algorithm behind is really, really complex to get it. Okay? For this reason, sometimes with the standard impulse responses, when you match together, in my example, you have a possibility to use different up to 4 or 2, depends of the 2 for FM3 and FM9, 4 for XFX3. But at the end, my favorite preset is made with a single impulse response, because I can hear, I have the feeling of the most realistic sound. Because sometimes when I combine 2 impulse responses, I feel that something is lost in the frequency. With the Dyna-Cab, you don't lose anything, and this is really, 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 really nice. So you can feel I am really enthusiastic about this, because I find a huge possibility to shape my tones in the best way. I never did before. Okay, so let's come back. Let's come back to the editor. And so now I have the dynamic 1, dynamic 2. single one. Off. I can change also to the ribbon. Together. For example, because I have much more bass frequency, I can move the position of the SM57 in front of the speaker. What's happening if I mute the ribbon? You can try also the condenser. One tip I can give you. With the cabinet 4x12, the ribbon microphone is too much basses to me. Try to work with Dynamic 1 and Dynamic 2 together. To me, it is the best result, because you don't need so many bass. You have a lot of bass frequency. Too much. Okay, so try to match together. Or use a single one. To me, this is nice. To me, the sound is really rich. Let's try again my first impulse response to the old one. Okay, to me the sound is much open, really open, more realistic. I like more. I don't know you, maybe if you want, of course you can close the high frequency, but at the end, maybe because I am becoming old and the old people has a problem to hear the high frequency, but I love the high frequency. So, okay, some of your questions. Can you have the Dyna-Cab in stereo? I'm working in stereo, but typically the cabinet, any cabinet is mono cabinet. If you want the stereo cabinet, you have two. So makes no sense to use the same cabinet left and right, because you don't have any stereo effect from the same cabinet. The stereo effect, it is, let's say, something that is due to the ambient, not to the cabinet. Okay, so the reverb is stereo, the delay is stereo, the Plexiverb is stereo, chorus is stereo, but cabinet itself, okay, I can have a cabinet left, a cabinet right, like now, for example. If I hard pan 1 and 2, but I have some doubts regarding this usage, because imagine that you are in a live gig, guys, and there are two different cases. One case is that I had in the past, some sound engineer, due to the locations, the venue and so on, they prefer to use the mono let's say mono sound for the PA, because there are some phase problems and so on. And if you have a mono situation, what do? What is the channel that you wanted to give to the sound engineer? This is the first case. The second case is if you have hard-panned left and right, the people that has the right has a different perception of the sound that the people. To me, is not so correct, because the sound is different, and I don't want. What I want in stereo is the ambient is different. So the nature of the sound is the same, okay? Then the ambient is different in stereo, like a reverb, chorus, and so on. But chorus reverb delay doesn't affect, the sound itself. This is my opinion. Of course, everybody can do what you want. So I only give you some hints, and that's it. So I prefer to use the not panned. Maybe you can use a soft panned. This could be. Why not? This could increase the stereo image, of course. Yes, I agree. Like this. This could be a good idea. This is nice, for example, because helps to give you a stereo image of the sound. Greetings from Sweden, Fred Beck. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm happy, Fred, you understand better now. Ronnie Barbera. Ciao, Ronnie. Fantastic, Marco. Thanks for the tips. By the way, I ordered the t-shirt. Thank you so much. Okay, you can order also my t-shirt on my store if you want. Thank you so much. The Guitar Man. And if you use two cabinets together, some natural gain boost appears in the amp. No, absolutely not. You can hear, and you can, of course, guys, my best tip is, okay, follow my tutorial, then try yourself. Try also the stupid things, because the best thing sometimes comes from the mistake. You know, how many times in the science, in the story of the human beings, the best innovation is done by mistake. Okay. So sometimes it's necessary to follow the rules, but if you do something new, you have to go out of the rules. Okay? This is really important. But first of all, you have to learn the rules. When you learn the rules, you can go out of the rules. This is the main hint that I wanted to give you. Ok, Marco, my Dyna-Cab si possono comprare come... Ok, good questions from Pasquale Papolino. At the moment, Dyna-Cab are only available with the new firmware. At the moment, it's not possible to buy. Maybe in the future will be available from Fractal as a Dynacab pack. I don't know. I can see something, but I'm not aware if it will be. I hope so. I hope so, and I hope also this technology will be available also for third-party supplier. So also the other company can develop their Dyna-Cabs for the future. To me, it should be a really great opportunity. Okay, guys. This Fender Stratocaster is amazing, guys. It is a Coma Landau. My new gift. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy. Okay, so sorry, sorry for this, but I'm so happy about this. Well, so let's try again the other cabinet. So to me, this sound is absolutely great. Now I can make some cosmetic things. So let's close, not so much, but close the low cut, because low cut helps you to avoid the rumble effect, especially on the PA. Okay, very nice. And if you want to do something very nice, is to use the room level effect. And this is the unique feature of Fractal. So it's not a room effect like a reverb. It is let's say the typical sound of the amp in the room. Let's take care because it is CPU consuming. So you can increase the room level a bit. You can see the CPU. I'm really happy because I see not so big impact of this effect. Okay, it is 4%, but I have room to improve. Okay. Decrease the floor reflection to almost to 0. And this is really nice because it helps you to give you, let's say, more open sound. Now it's too much, but you can hear what is the difference. The sound opens immediately. It's really huge. It seems that you are in the room, and this is the effect. And it's really natural because typically the amp is in the room. Okay? So the early reflection, the really small reverb, room effect you have around the microphone, you can create it with the room level. So it's a good idea to set up this level to not so much, but 10%, 15%. If you have space. Of course, it is really important, guys. I suggest you to use this effect only for recording. Don't use for live. Makes no sense. On live, you have to dry up the sound. Too much reverb could create too much confusion. So use this room level only for recording, because on the recording section you need more space, more ambient effects. On live, you don't need, because the live location, the ambient location gives the proper reverb. Sometimes if you record the sound direct from the mixer and you listen after that, you can feel a dry sound. Yes, because there is the natural effect of the reverb, the ambient. And so the sound engineer typically dry up the sound. Okay. Can also. For example, if there is too much high frequency, instead to close the high cut, I prefer to change the position of the dynamic 2. Okay? Okay. Sorry. It is the higher cooling. Perfetto, perfetto. come fai ad avere il 79% di CPU con tutti quegli effetti? Pasquale Popolino. The question is, how can I have only 79% of CPU with all this effect? Because I work smart, not harder. You know, there is a really famous meme, work smart, not hard. No, for example, I take some important hints. For example, the reverb, I switch off the echo density to 4 because I don't need so much on FM3, because if you go to the 8, you can see here the CPU consuming is too high. Usually I prefer to stay on 4, it is also enough, because I use the reverb only to create a bit of ambient effect. I prefer to use delay typically to create effect. Consider that FM3, I use FM3 mainly for the live gigs. On the live gigs, as I told you, you don't need so much of the reverb. And also is important, if I need a special reverb, I prefer to use the Plexiverb and to get sound like this, for example. Okay, so if you use the reverb at 4 echo density, you save a huge amount of CPU to use, for example, to have the Plex delay and also the pitch and also the comp, the phaser, and so on. So you can see how many effects. So this is the reason that FM3 is still an amazing unit, because if you use it in a smart way, you can get all of the sound you need. Absolutely. Plex delay is a big consuming, but as you can see, I stay below the 80% of the CPU, even with the Plex delay, and also I can change the Plex in the shimmering. Perfetto. Okay, so for the rhythm part, I typically use also the delay, a bit of delay. So I can save this my preset. Okay, let's check also the what is really important is with the new Dyna-Cabs also, if you go to the speaker section of the amp, you can see, and you have to have the auto Dyna-Cab impulse response. As you can see here, the speaker automatically detect what cabinet is connected and change the speaker impedance curve, okay, to match the cabinet you have connected. This is quite important, okay? But this is done if the auto Dyna-Cab impedance is switched on. Otherwise, you can see the default impedance curve for this amp is Brit Greenback, okay? If you select the on, automatically it detects the impulse response for Dyna-Cab. and it is really important. Well, ok. Sostituendo la lineare legacy con le Dyna-Cab, in alcuni casi ho sentito la necessità di abbassare un po' gli effetti dell'amp, pur provando tante... ok, the question is using the Dyna-Cab, sometimes Mattia Donato decrease the amount of effects. Yes, this is true because you have, as I told you before, the response on the high hands of the frequency is much better. And this is the reason that I love the Dyna-Cab. The main reason is the quality of the high frequency is much better. The harmonics are much more rich and so much. So the ambient effects response is much better because especially the reverb what you hear more is in the high hand, and it is the reasons that if you put the cabinet after the effects, the quality of the effects is terrible, okay? Because all high frequency are cutted. If you have more high frequency, and this is the reason to me is because why the Dyna-Cab is amazing, because they give a much more better feeling in the high frequencies, and this is quite normal that you have to tweak a bit the ambient effects, especially reverbs, delay, and so on. Okay. Maybe you don't need to decrease, but also you can shape. For example, on the Plexiverb, you can work on that high cut. Typically, the default value is 20 kilohertz, and typically I set up to the 5 kilohertz. I can close more. I can also switch on the pitch. Wow. Okay, let's check the clean sound. For example, the clean now is based on American law. Let's check. Okay, this is still the legacy. Okay, change it to the new. Wow. I can appreciate a lot the effect of Dyna-Cab when the sound is dry, no effect. Okay. So pay attention to the high frequency. This is the old one. This is the new one. Yeah. Wow. Okay, exactly, Mattia. You can touch the high frequency on the amp, also on the cabinet. You can decrease the high cut, for example. But I prefer to stay on 10. Okay. Well, guys, I hope that this live stream tutorial you like it. If you have further questions, you can write down the questions below the video, and I will answer you for sure, even on the G66 channel, because this video is also available on the G66 YouTube channels. And please subscribe both channels, mine and G66, and I hope this tutorial like and stay in touch for the next one. Thank you so much, guys, and see you soon. Ciao ragazzi, ciao ciao ciao, grazie a tutti. Okay, I can play a song.